Hi everyone, this is Val from Valia Craft Studio. Today I'm going to be working on making a couple more loaded tags for the Vintage Gypsy journal that I've made. This is my own kit I've used in this one, and I've already made one of the loaded tags, which I think is somewhere in here. Oh yes, right in the front, there you go. So there's the loaded tags that I've already done, and I want to try a couple of variations of this. This is a very simple basic one. As you can see, it's just let me show you the kit, the bit of places. Sorry, here we go. So you get 2 pages of elements, which you can see this is the backing that I've used for the tag, and that's the pocket, and then I've got those items inside of it, as well as, oh, that one's upside down too, as well as using some of these items as well. There's also in that kit there is a page of paper, so that's what I'm going to be using today, working with this. So this one was simple. I just stuck that panel on the front with one of the signs. The back is plain, and I've just loaded everything into this front pocket, and that's the loaded pocket in its very simplest form. But I want to try and do something a little bit different today. So put that one aside, and what I've done here is I have cut out the elements from the little mini kit you've got for the loaded tag. So you know, you've got your larger cards, you've got, that's the pocket that can go on the front, and they're just some extra little elements and words and things like that that can be used in this little project. So I'm thinking this time I want to try having my tag double-sided. So I did print this out a second time, which meant I also got some of those a second time as well, but I'll put them aside because I'm not sure I'm going to do that. But I will cut this out because we'll try doing that as an option of how we do it. But I've also got some beautiful other paper that I think would look great on the back as well, so I'm going to try and see which one I like the best. So this could just be the back, the same as the front, and I'll cut that a bit low. Oh well. And we've got to assume that they're very symmetrical and they'll actually line up. I haven't tried that yet. Let's have a look now. So if I put those back to back, they're not quite the same. They could be trimmed to be the same though, so that's not a big deal. So I could do that. So you can have it the same each side. What I'm planning to do is just to fix down one side across the bottom and the top. So there will be a side, there'll be a tuck spot in there, as well as pockets on the front and the back. So that's the plan of what I'm going to do today. But as well as this being a possible for the back, I'm actually going to, I've got this beautiful paper pad here. I don't know where I got it or how long I've had it, but it's quite beautiful. And there's some things that would also make good inserts for in here too. Which one did I find that I liked? Some cards there that could be added, they kind of match. I think this one, and it doesn't really matter which side I use. I think that would look good like with that, but it also look good with that there. So I just got to decide which one I like. I actually think I like that one. So I'm going to say, well, that would be the back, so I'm going to do it that way. And I'm going to cut that out to match. Just clip it so it stays in place while I cut it, because I think I like that better than having the same pattern on both sides. But you know, if you don't have some paper that you would like to use to make it, you know, to do what I'm doing, you could just print that a second time and use that as well. I use my guillotine to cut more often than I use scissors. I'm not really very dexterous. People say you must have failed kindergarten. Well, you know, I think the problem is I never went to kindergarten. I never got to go to kindergarten. By the time you go to school, they want you to learn ABC, not how to cut. Well, it was in my day. It might be a bit different these days. It's all changed, hasn't it? So now I'm looking at, is that what I wanted? No, it was that side, wasn't it? Oh, okay, so yes. All right, so that's what I've got. One side's like that, and one side's like that. And I think I like it like that. I think that's how I'm going to do it. So as I said, I'm going to I'm going to just to fix it. Yes, it does have to be done like that. I'm going to fix it that way. I always try and hold the bit. I don't want to be, I don't know if I meant to do there. We'll see if this works. This might be a massive fail. You see, I would have failed gluing at kindergarten as well. Now, why doesn't that match properly? Oh, it does. I just haven't got it right. Right, so that's what it's going to look like. Put my little pin back in the glue so it doesn't get gummed up. So that's what I thought. The next thing I'm going to do is ink all around that on both sides. This is actually going to be in a challenge on my Facebook group, and you know, I give a prize out, so I really let myself win, but I still want to make, you know, a reasonable entry to inspire hopefully some of the others to have a go. So I'll put the link to my group down below in case anybody's interested in coming across and having a look. We do have challenges, and you know, there's usually a monthly challenge. We have, you know, some bits and pieces going on, but I also post freebies and so forth, and links to over the freebies in my coffee shop. And you know, if I make a video, particularly if it's tutorial type one, I'll post those on the group as well. So I'll put that link down below. So now what we should have here is this side open, and I need something that will fit nicely in there. Could be this. I don't know that I don't need something a bit bigger than that. They'll be too big maybe, but I might cut them down. I want it to slide in but not get lost in there, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to trim a little bit off that. I don't want to lose too much of the image, so I'm going to do it a little bit at the top. Sorry, I'm always out of frame. Probably my eyesight's cause of that. So just by trimming that down just a fraction, I'm thinking that will now slide in there nicely. Yeah, it does. You can put a tag in there if you wish. You know, it could be a tag instead of a card, but a card works okay too. Have I made it squarish at the top? Probably no. No. Top's not too bad, but the bottom's lucky. I like the guillotine better for this, as I said. Now if I try to do something with guillotine on screen, I'll probably chop a finger off. I'm bad enough at chopping things, bits of myself as is. You see little gouges and things on my hands. If it's not crafting, it's the gardening. Right, so that now goes in nicely. But what we're going to do with that, so it doesn't get lost, we're going to put a tab on the side of that, so the tab will come off the edge. Meantime, let's do a bit of inking around it. Not everybody likes the ink look, but I do. I think it just defines the edges so much nicer. I like everything inked. And you know, if you've left a bit of white on the edges, it doesn't matter, because it'll just be, you know, it'll just be brown now, because I'm using walnut stain, but I like vintage photo as well. But usually I use the brown for the edges, just the look I like the best. But I think that's part of what it is all about with junk journaling, is you find out what you like, what style is your style, and you craft that way. So if you don't want to ink because that's not your thing, then please don't ink. It's my thing, so I do ink. Now, I chopped up some pieces, and where did I put those? Of that page I showed you. This is good. This is good. I've lost them. Oh, well done there, Valerie. Yes, here they are. Right, so I've chopped up so that piece of paper. I'll show you that again. This piece of paper that could be used as a journal page if you printed it on, you know, sort of something else, but this is on white cardstock. And so I've just chopped up these bits and pieces, so I've got something to work with. And I think I might use one of these to do a tab. Now, I'm lucky enough to have a punch that will cut me a little tab thingy. And so I'm just going to do this with mine. Good, yeah, look right. So I've just got that, but I'll show you, if you don't have that, there's something in this kit you could use. This little piece here that can be used for anything, you could just turn that over and put that on the side to be your tab. Yeah, we don't have to be too thinky about the things we don't have, and if it's too big for you, just cut that off a bit. Keep the bit you like. That looks prettier actually, doesn't it? So you might just want to say, I'll do it like that, and just have a little tab on the side. And it doesn't matter that it's just squared. That looks quite good, doesn't it? You could just do it with that. But I've done this one, and you know, I'm actually looking now and thinking that one looked better. Nevertheless, I've made this, so I'll show you how we're going to do this. Alright, so I just ink that everywhere, all over. Now you could put something on the back here. I've got all these little shapes that I made, and I could just put a little pocket on the back of that as well too if I wanted. Just make a pocket there and have a little tuck spot inside on that one as well. But I mightn't have enough bits and pieces left over, so I'll leave that for the moment. And I'm just going to affix this. And you can affix it high or low if you like. I'm going to do it fairly high because I'm going to put a eyelash in it, and I'm going to hang a dangly charm off of it, I think. So I want it high so it's got plenty of room to do the dangle. And there you go. But you could do that, as I say, just with that little piece there, just with that. That would have looked just as good, if not better. I don't know. And that will just go inside my tag. That's just a little tuck spot in there, in the inside the tag. So that's one bit of what I'm doing. Then I could use this on here, but maybe that will look better on the other side that isn't blue and pink, and the pink would match up there. So really the possibilities are a bit endless, aren't they? And then again, I don't even have to use this piece. I don't have to. I could do a corner pocket like so, and then you've just got that. Or I could use any of these bits and pieces that I have done. I'm going to use one of them. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use that, I think. Now you can fold these in. This is what I did on the other one. I folded those in so that that pocket's got a bit of depth to it, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going off screen for just 1 second to guillotine those little tab pins off, because I'm going to try without them. And so just bear with me 1 sec while I go and do it. It'll be a bit deeper too, because I've left the bottom there. Oh, that's not even straight at the top. Good grief. Here's me, I cut a bit off that end and that end. I think that's why I love junk journaling so much, because, you know, it's not meant to be perfect, and that suits my style very, very well, because I'm far from perfect when I make stuff. Alright, and I think what I'll do with this one, I will do a punch. I'm lucky to have the punches I need for this kind of stuff. Really, I'm very, very blessed. And I'm just going to take a little chunk out of there, just a shallow one. Let's just eyeball about half. And I also might just round the corners at the bottom of that as well. Looks like I need to give all of my craft tools a bit of a wash. They're all got ink all over them, and I think that will look good. And now I'll just give that a bit of ink up. And this is where you'll sort of see the definition when you ink it. You kind of see the lines much better once you do this, and it makes me happy to do. Absolutely. Bit of grunginess on it. And I think I'm going to put that one this side like so, and then I'll decide on the other side, am I going to do which one am I going to do? Am I going to do that, or am I going to do that? That would be a bit repetitive, wouldn't it, because that one's that kind of shape. Yeah, well, Decisions. There was this one as well that I chopped that piece out of. I could do a double pocket on this side, couldn't I? Do another one. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do this one. And I may not take the chunk out of it. I do have to take a little bit off the end there. Again, off screen to guillotine it, because otherwise I will make it crooked again. I might have a better hope of cutting more off if it's at least straight. Alright, let's see how I go. Just a bit more. I think I would like it like that. Like that will do, yep. And then this one, I want that to be a pocket as well, about to there. Maybe. This little pattern on here, it's a little bit non-directional. I'm not quite sure which way it should go, to be honest with you. And is it too big? Let's have another look. I could take a chunk out of these ones as well. You know, the little... I think that this one needs to go that way. That flower looks like it should point up. Straight. Still not straight. Some people find the best way to do them and get them straight is to use a paper trimmer, but my paper trimmer doesn't like me and it doesn't work very well for me. I think I'm going to say that will do. And this one I'm going to put a little cut out, and I'm also on the top layer one going to corner, around the corners. But the other one I'm going to leave square. I know I've already inked it, but it didn't look enough. And it could be that I do other decorations on here as well. I've got all the birds to use. I could use some lace, or I've got some die cuts somewhere. If I drag those out and have a look at them, it could be that that would look good as well. I think, do I want that way? I think so. I think that looks better. Yep. Alright. Okay, let's stick those on. Okay, that's that side. Rightio, so I'll wreck that one. Yeah, so there we go, we got like that. And I decided this one would be on the front here. So let's do that. Okie doke. That'll be nice. Now to decorate it. Now I need to put a couple of, I'm going to put a eyelet on here and hang a charm off there, and I'm going to put a hole in the top with, I don't think I'll do an eyelet. I'll put one of those reinforcement holes on there, I think, and put something through the top. some lace or a bit of fabric or something a little bit significant up the top there. So that's how we're going. Now I've got all these things to use. What do you think? Just stick that on there? I could. This is where you get all those decisions. And coming back here, I realise I can put something on here. I can indeed. So this is going to be on that card that goes inside the pocket inside the tag. So always remember, whenever my freebies include pages, you can put them onto any weight of paper you like. You can print them on cardstock and use them to cut out some freeform pockets, tags even, or you can print them up and put them in the journal itself, either on, just on 80 GSM cards, copy paper. They can go in like that, and they can also go on something a bit weightier. I tend to use a mixture of 120 and 80 GSM papers in my journals, and when I'm sticking pockets and things to a page, I like it to be the 120 GSM. It's just got a bit more weight to hold that tag without, being too flimsy. So there you go, that's going to be on the back of that one. Now sometimes what I'll do as well is I will stencil on here. If you don't want the white, just get a stencil and just do a little thing. So I've got to grab a couple things. I'm just going to pause a second while I grab a few of the other materials and stuff that I need. Okay, I'm back with a few bits and pieces. I did get a stencil because I will show you what I do with those. This is one that's kind of got lots of different shapes on it. It's a bit like sort of some pattern would go. Now I use one of these little brushes for this, and I'm just going to put a bit of the same ink on it, but I don't want it to be too dark, so I'm just going to come in lightly and just do a little bit of that pattern. So when the card or tag isn't in this pocket, it's not too plain. And there we go. You can't really see that real clearly. There, see that? How pretty that is? Okay. So that's what I use. That's just a makeup brush. I bought a packet of 5 for about $1.99 or something, and they really, really work well. So that one now, I think that should be dry enough. So I'm just going to pick a couple of things to put in here. Now I might not have enough inserts now because I've got a lot more pockets than there originally were. So I could either use some of the duplicates I printed up, or that paper pack that I showed you had some tags in there, some cards in there that might have worked. Like these ones here. I could cut some of those out. So, you can always mix and match. My kits, I try to give you a decent amount of things, but end of the day, if there's not enough, feel free to add some other stuff. Absolutely. I'll have all of that, but maybe I'll cut that bit off. She looks like someone who could go in this journal, doesn't she? Very much so, I reckon. So I think she'll work nicely. It's not something you can, if you wanted to be able to write on the back, I just put a square of copy paper over there so it can be written on. But it doesn't matter, I'm just going to put her in like this for now. Right, so that goes in the middle there. But while I've got it out, I'm going to put the eyelet in the bottom of this. So I'm lucky enough to have a crocodile. I mean, I've been crafting for about 15 years, and a lot of these things were acquired over a great deal of time. My husband was wonderful at asking me what I wanted, birthdays and Christmas, and getting whatever it was I wanted. And one year it was, I want a crocodile. I actually wasn't sure if I didn't want the little other thing, the handheld one, but I actually found I wanted this one. So I had the big bite. This is the big bite. So if I wanted to put a hole in the middle of a page and I wanted a hole right in the middle here, I've got all that big reach. So I bought this one so I had that ability, and I've never used it for that. But still, I could if I wanted to. So these are the eyelets from that go with the crocodile. I think sometimes if you get the other ones, they might be cheaper, but they don't necessarily work as well. Now I can never remember which way this goes, so it's always fraught with difficulty of whether it's actually going to work. I'll move that up there so it hopefully squashes. No, further still. Let's see how we go. There you go. So there we've got a little thingy in there, and I'm going to hang a charm off there, I said. So I've got some of these. I think I'll go for a silver one because I'll do a silver charm. But I don't always colour coordinate them. I've got all sorts of colours, so sometimes it'll be in a different colour. Better put the thing back in my glue or it'll be drying up on me. And so I've got heaps and heaps of charms. I don't know what I want here. So I'm just going to have a look at this one and see what I've got. I've got a little Buddha one. I should have looked at this first. Some of them too, I've put little attachments on them already. So, what do you think would suit a gypsy one? Do you reckon a musical instrument would? So hold on, no, that won't work. What about just this music one? I'm just going to do this one for now. Oh, that's gold. Oh. See if I've got a gold one of these. I know it's a minor detail, I really do. There's a gold one, I can see it right there. Right, oh, so we'll see if this one looks alright, but this might be something I'll swap out later. It's just not a big critical issue of this journal to have the right charm, and I'll come back to that at another time and pick out all the charms. I've got butterflies and feathers, and I'll turn it backwards. I want that to hang showing this side. I'm not having much luck with this. It's trying to be a quick little addition, and instead it's being painful and slow. Anyway, that's how I want it to be. How's that look? How does that look? Little musical thing. Alright, so that's my card for the middle, and I've already put a pocket, and hopefully I haven't stuck them in. No, I haven't. So that's the middle part of my loaded tag, so they go in there. Before I do that, I need to put a hole up the top for the lace or whatever I'm going to put. Now, I'm pretty hopeless at some things, and one of them is judging where the centre of my tag is. So I generally make a little facsimile with a piece of scrap paper, which I don't seem to have any handy. Yeah, I do. Oh no, that's not scrap paper. Well, it is, but it might be something useful. Well, what about if I just measure it and mark it on here? Let's see if I can do that. So it's right there in the middle. 1, 2, 3. I reckon it's just there above that little pen. I don't know how other people do this, but this is something I struggle with. I think if I put a hole about there, I'll be right. Does that look good? I think, like many people, I always think the people who craft a lot are just so much better at everything. But at the end of the day, I am just hopelessly yeah, that will work. Hopelessly bad at measuring things and getting things right. I'll blunder along. There we go. Right, alright. That's quite thick now, so anyway, finish with the crocodile for a moment. Now, with these, I just colour them. They were white. I just get my ink out and just give them colouring because I want them to be brown. So I just have them all browned up, ready to go. Put that on there. and I want a piece of material to go through there, which I'll get in a minute. But now that I've done that hole, I can put this in, because I was worried if I put it in beforehand I might put a hole through that as well. I didn't want to do that. So there we go. So that goes in there like that. We've got some cards here to go in, various bits and pieces, and they're not all inked up ready, so I'll do, I think that one, do you think that one should go in the back? So we've got a bit of a change of colour. Might be too long. Just remember I've got to put a tie through there. Just going to cut a wee bit off. That'll do. I tend to leave the backs of the tags and cards white, so people can write on them if they want to. It's only the things that, you know, are not traditionally writing space that I might do stenciling on or something like that. Which way does it go? It's just like, I like the flowers up in the top corner, so even if it's upside down, it's going like that. Okay. So there's a few bits and pieces in this little mini kit, the loaded tag mini kit. But if you need more, you can always add whatever you want that sort of goes with it. So this kit is a freebie. I don't know if I told you this. It's a freebie over in my coffee shop, and so I'll put the link to that down below. I'll also put the link to my Facebook group in case you want to enter the challenge and come over, chance of winning a prize for using this little digital for the loaded vintage gypsy kit tag. Sorry, the challenge is a loaded tag completed, and you know, you can do what you want to it. Some of the entries already are quite various how they've used the elements to make the tag. So, and you could have a look at, come over and see what other people have done as inspiration. But you also can use that to do a copy if you like what they've done. Now this one could have been a pocket as well, couldn't it? But it's not. I'll keep that for a pocket for some other time. But that would have been quite pretty as well. And I don't want to wreck that and turn it into a card now. So I'm looking, what else can I use off here? What else can go on here to be part of this? I think wild looks good. I've got words wild here to go with this, so I'll get them out to you in a second when we get to the finish of the decorations. I'm going to go to there. And just because I can, I'm going to round the corners of this one just to make it a bit different. I try to make my videos quick, you know, not doing everything on screen, but this one's been a bit of a blunder along. So I don't really enjoy videoing. I don't enjoy. I'm too much of a perfectionist, you know, and quite probable this video will never see the light of day because I won't like it. That's what happens. I do so many and I don't like them and they get dumped. That's the sadness of it all, being a perfectionist. But it is what it is. So I've got some words. I've got vintage gypsy, I've got wild heart, and I've got wild and free. Just pause one sec while I grab a little bit of lace and stuff to decorate. Right, I'm back again and I've got a few bits and pieces. This, I used this on the board, the spine of my journal, this colour. No, I did not. I changed my mind and did something else. Don't think it's that one at all. Not going to use that. So what I could use is just a scrap of fabric in this. That would look good. Let's try that and see if we like that. If we can get it through the hole, it'll be a good thing. Would we like that as the tie? Do I just want some lace? This is pretty. This is pretty. Maybe this one. I've just dug a few things out. I've got so much more. There's tubs and tubs of lace and fabric behind me here that I've collected over the times, but I've just dragged a couple things out to try here. I'd not to go through the whole thing. I'd be here half the day, which often happens. For one tiny little addition to it, and it just takes ages and ages to find just the right thing that I want to use. I think I like that. Alright, so there we go. There's a bit of tie up the top, bit of dangle on the side. Now, I've got this. I'm running out of it, unfortunately, and but I think I would like a piece of this. And sometimes I cut the net part of it off, and sometimes I leave it there. And I think I want to put that there and stick maybe Wild and Free. Oh, look at that dangle. And put Wild and Free. Or will I do Wild Heart? I think I like Wild Heart. There's only the 3 sayings on this one: Bohemian, Wild Heart and Wild and Free. So they can be used somewhere else if you don't use them on this. I was also going to dig out my tub of fussy cups to see if I wanted to do one of them, but you know, end of the day, I think I've got enough here to work with to make something, so let's not complicate it with something will take even longer to do. That will do nicely. Wild Heart. So pulling the back of this thingy closer to me, as I often do. I'm out of sight. So I think just there like that would be nice. So that's Wild Heart used. Now I've got Vintage Gypsy as well. So what do you think of Vintage Gypsy on this side? Yeah, I think so. You don't have to actually use all the words I give. It's just some words are suitable and some other people don't like, so I like to give you a bit of options. You don't have to use everything I give you in the kits. You can just pick and choose. I hope I give plenty for you to pick and choose from to make a nice project. This must already be getting a bit dried up. I think I wanted that down there. Vintage Gypsy. And I'm going to use that key. I love a key. I put a key in all my loaded tag things because I just think the key is just so universal for everything. You know, whatever your journal is, a key is perfect for it. It's a perfect addition. So we'll just stick the key in there. And I want to use, I've got these little, that's just 20. I'll put that in here somewhere. Because I can. That's what it's all about, because I can. Where? Up there, I think. Put that on a bit of angle up the top there. So I've still got Bohemian. Now that's got to go back in there in that back one, but maybe I could put a word on there. What do you think? I don't want to overdo it too much, do I? Why not, I ask myself. Why not overdo it? This might be getting edgy. It's not dried up because I do remember eventually to put the lid back on, the pin in it. So Wild and Free now will go in there. Okay, I've got Bohemian. Now somewhere true there has to be another little number, and I appear to have lost it, so we won't worry. But there is another little, there's that one there. It's probably on the floor. One of the dogs might have eaten it. I'm going to leave it like that. Do you think I need Bohemian? Do you think maybe this card at the back needs a word? Yep, I reckon so. I could put it there. Yep, I think so. You know, I mean, it looked good there, but it looked good on the back as well to break up that. Yeah, I think so. I think I like that better. And then you've got to be careful not to put these back together too soon, otherwise you'll end up with things stuck to each other, which does happen, unfortunately, and I hate it when it does. Alright, I haven't got my wipes here, but that one's a bit wet there, so I'm not going to put that back in until it's all nicely dried. So there you go. Although that goes in there like that when it's dry and ready, and you see it like that, you've got a loaded pocket with you know, many elements here. You've got that pocket in there, with that tag, with that card, and it's got cards of its own and a pocket of its own. And then this one, you've got one pocket on the front with that, and just a little bit of decoration there. And this one, you've got a card and two little bits in the front on two layered pockets. Now, I'm not sure that I don't want to embellish this a bit further. I mean, that's quite pretty, but let me just have a look in my bucket of things. Let's see what I can find that might look good there. You know, there's always all these things. Oh, that's pretty. I'm actually looking for a die cut of a flower or butterfly. A butterfly might look good. This looks like it's more the bees one. And I've got all these die cuts of bees and honey and stuff, but that's not what I'm looking for. And there's another tub somewhere, and I'm probably looking in the wrong tub. Yeah, so I make all stickers and die cuts and things like that. Design them and then cut them out with my silhouette. There's some pretties in that one. Let's have a look what we've got. So we could put a flower on there. Does that look better than what the print is? I think it does myself. And there's also a nice little butterfly. It's a bit plain. I think I want a flower. Yeah, I think I do. I'm not really good at fussy cutting, so you know I'm pretty happy I've got the silhouette to be able to cut things out for me. I'm pretty hopeless at cutting. So fussy cuts are even worse. I'm going to cover the bottom half of this flower here, and then it might be a little tuck spot if so desired. I'm going to put it like that. Yeah. Yes, right. Now, where's my pin? Well, the pin's gone missing for the minute. But anyway, so now we've got that there as well, and that's going to be a little tuck spot for... What have we got we can put in there? I'm just going to take that little postcard that's here on this page that I'm using. Like I said, I don't know where I got it and how long I've had it, but it's quite pretty, and I don't think to use it because I design so much my own stuff. I tend to not look at what I've got already done. So, alright, so that does sit in there. It might be too big for the tuck spot, but it works. So there you go. We've got a loaded tag. That, when it's dried properly, will go in that space at the back and hang out there with its music charm. And we've got all these tuck spots and pockets here on the front. I think that one's too big actually. Do you think that one would work better there? Or will the key? Oh, the key works there. We'll do the key. And that can go in there. So the key can be a tuck. How's that? How does that look? I hope you like it. Hope I haven't bored you silly. And I hope you've at least just laughed at my bumbling along. I get there in the end, but yeah, sometimes it takes a little while to get there. Thanks for looking. Bye now.